What is up guys? This is Arjun here and welcome to my show Wiki Techie. Everything inside the world of technology. Now, I keep getting mails and messages on which gadget to go for, which mobile phone to go for, which iPad or Samsung tablet to go for. But you get pala doubts and messages. So this show is all about if a gadget which I'm reviewing today will be for you or not. This is what we're gonna do today. So let's get rolling. Today we'll be talking about the market for tablets. Now, a tablet there are different sizes. First of all, 9.7 inch, 12.9 inch, and sizes and n number of brands out there. Now, Android platform Lenovo, Asus, you have Samsung and all the other tablets, and in Apple, of course, you have the iPad versions. iPad versions in 2017, they had we still have the 12.9 inch iPad and also the 9.7 inch iPad. Now, this iPad Pro in 2017 available at iPad the question the price actually counts a lot, right? So today we'll be talking about should we go for it or not, or should we go for the earlier versions of iPad? Will it really work for us or not? And will it really work for you is the question. So let's get started. Today we'll be talking about that particular iPad. Right from the start, iPad and iPad 2, then you had iPad Air versions, then iPad Pro. So today we'll talk about that sweet spot with the price and with the specs. Which one will really fit for you is the question. So today I have this iPad which is iPad Air 2. So let's have a look at it. So this is iPad 2. And first of all, Apple is the product that you either iPad Air 1 or iPad Air 2 or so what you have to do is that you have to look behind the box and you'll have all the details over here. So the one which I have right now with me is an iPad Air 2, which is the 16 GB version. So I would not recommend a 16 GB version. I just took this gadget to review for you guys because it's all the same other than the storage part. So 16 GB will not work for you these days because iPhone mobile phones the pictures 12 megapixel camera or megapixel cameras storage. So if you have to store all the pictures and data in an iPad, 16 GB will not work out for you. So I would recommend to go for either a 128 or bigger versions if you have, but 128 is the sweet spot for an iPad Air. So the reason why I took iPad Air 2 is that it is rocking a A8X chip. 8X chip valare speed improvements iPad Air. And the second thing about it is Retina display iPad Air use. So once the Retina display has come in, even now if you look at the iPad Pro, the same screen has been used, Retina display use. So this one is having a 2048 by 1538 resolution iPad Air 2 use. So that is as good as using an iPad Pro 9.7 inch. So you are not losing out anything over there. So in terms of the speed, the processor which is being used in A10 chip for iPad Pro, this is a A8X chip. So not much of a big difference if you are just going to have pictures on your iPad, documents, mail documents download send upload iPad Air 2 will be the sweet spot. The reason why I'm telling you is that this iPad Air 2 was released in 2014. Now we are in 2017. So when we talk about that, in 2017, when you go for an iPad Air 2, you are getting a very lower price compared to iPad Pro 9.7 inch, which almost look very similar to this one. And it is very thin, 6.1 mm is the thickness. So that means it's very light, and 5 years down the lane, if you look at such a thing, people would not believe such a thing would have existed. So this is the iPad that you can go for in 2017 if you are looking for a budget tablet. So that's iPad Air 2 from Apple. Now, the most interesting part which I love the most, which is unboxing it, to see the gadget for the first time. So now let's unbox the good old 2014 iPad Air 2. So here we go. Now, straight away, there's nothing, but right away you have the iPad. So let's take this baby out. I'll keep this aside for a while. Let's see what all we have. As usual, kore paperworks under in the warranty papers ellam thanne namukku കാണാൻ സാധിക്കും. And you have the lightning charger, which you can keep aside. I would suggest that if you have an iPhone or you have any other Apple gadget which is already having a lightning cable, you may better use it than using this one, you know, because after using for 1 year or 2 years of your iPad, when you want to sell it, you can keep it as fresh as possible. And you have the charger, and this charger is used to charge the iPad, but I would recommend one more thing. The same charger can be used to charge your iPhone for a fast charging process. കാരണം നമുക്ക് ഐഫോണിൻ്റെ കൂടെ വരുന്ന ആ ഒരു ചാർജർ യൂസ് ചെയ്യുന്നതിനേക്കാളും when you use this charger, the iPhone gets charged much better. So you can try that out also. So there's nothing more. It's just the lightning cable and the charger with the iPad. So let's get a little in detail to it. So I have the iPad here with me on my hand, and let's just see what all it has. Before that, let's see the shining iPad. Once we take the cover out, let's take it slowly. So this one which I have in hand is iPad Air 2 with a cellular version. Cellular version നമുക്ക് മനസ്സിലാവുന്ന എങ്ങനെയാണെന്ന് വെച്ചാൽ ഈ ഒരു ബ്ലാക്ക് എഡ്ജ് ഉണ്ടല്ലോ, ഇവിടെ നിന്നാണ് നമുക്ക് സെല്ലുലാർ വേർഷൻ ആണോ അല്ലയോ എന്ന് അറിയുന്നത്. സോ ദിസ് ഇസ് a price difference when you go for cellular version and the Wi-Fi version. Wi-Fi version ആണ് ഏറ്റവും ബെറ്റർ എന്ന് എനിക്ക് തോന്നുന്നു. കാരണം ഞാൻ യൂസ് ചെയ്തെടുത്തോളം, when you use a cellular version, actually it's used to put your SIM card in, then use your internet. So other than that, how you can use it is, if you have an iPhone or an Android phone, you can use the personal hotspot. അത് യൂസ് ചെയ്തിട്ട് നമുക്ക് browse ചെയ്യുന്നതാണ്. If you don't have a Wi-Fi, when you're somewhere out and if you want to check some mail or pictures on your iPad, you can use the personal hotspot. You don't have to pay that extra cash for getting the cellular feature for this one. But one thing comes with the cellular version for the iPads would be, you get the GPS along with it. So if you are a person who wants to use a Google Map or a navigation application on your iPad, then you need to get the cellular version because it doesn't work otherwise. The map just opens, but the navigation doesn't happen because it doesn't have a GPS radio inside iPad Air 2 or any of the iPads. So that's the big difference when you go for a cellular and a Wi-Fi version. Now, this one is a 9.7-inch iPad Air 2, and as I said, it's very thin. That is 6.1 millimeter thickness in it. So it's very light and it's very easy to hold. Even if you want, you can hold it with one hand. So it's that easy to use. And it has got this chamfered edges. You know how iPad design comes out. So it's as good as an iPad, but as price says, it's very less because it's a 2014 version. The camera is a really good camera, and the front camera is not as good as the iPad Pro, but still it's okay. So yeah, that's iPad Air 2. The next gadget which I'll be reviewing will be a very interesting one. Karanam, for me personally, when you take a picture, you always see it on a screen. It might be on a mobile or on a computer or on a tablet. So നമ്മൾ പിക്ചർ എടുത്തു കഴിഞ്ഞാൽ ആ പണ്ട് നമ്മൾ 90s-ലും 80s-ലൊക്കെ നമ്മൾ പിക്ചേഴ്സ്, അതായത് ആഫ്റ്റർ ടേക്കിംഗ് photo on a film, then we develop it, and then you have the print in hand. So once you have the print in hand, and to look at it is a totally different feeling, trust me, because only when you do it you will get to know, because through the years we have forgotten how it looks. So today we'll be reviewing a gadget which will do the same thing, which is going to bring back memories, which is going to make it all retro. So let's get started. So today, well, this one is what I'll be talking about. This is Canon Selfie 1200. It's a printer, it's a photo printer, simple as that. Now, to any store, any electronic store that you go to in UAE, you will find a lot of printers out there. I actually went to look in so many printers out there. പല പ്രൈസ് റേഞ്ചിൽ ഞാൻ നോക്കിയായിരുന്നു. പക്ഷേ ഇഫ് യു ആർ ലുക്കിംഗ് അറ്റ് എ പ്രിൻറ്റർ ടു കീപ്പ് ഇറ്റ് അറ്റ് ഹോം, ഫോർ എക്സാമ്പിൾ ഇപ്പോൾ വീട്ടിൽ നമ്മൾ കുറച്ച് ഫ്രണ്ട്സ് ആയിട്ട് ഗെറ്റ് ടുഗദർ ആവുന്നു, അല്ലെങ്കിൽ ഫാമിലി ആയിട്ട് ഗെറ്റ് ടുഗദർ എല്ലാം ഉണ്ടാവുന്നു. ഓൺ എ വീക്കെൻഡ് യു ആർ having a party or something. Then after that, we would have taken many pictures and photos, and when we are leaving, when your friends are leaving home, the best thing that you can do, what you can do is, you can just take your mobile phone, switch this baby on, and just in a click of a button, the print comes out. How cool is that? So you can take any pictures in the best quality possible with this one, and this doesn't cost you much. You can go check it out. It's called Canon Selfie 1200. So let's unbox this one. Now let's unbox Canon Selfie 1200. So it starts from here, and we open the box, and right away you have informations on what all you have in the box. So you have the print paper, they have provided it inside, and you have the ink also. So first set of ink you see, it's RP108, that's the specification for the ink, which you will have to use later. And now when you open this, the first thing that you would see are some paperworks, the warranty card, then you have other paperworks and some manuals. I don't think you would need this because it's very simple to use. And yes, of course, you have these many number of the print papers that you get with it. Then you have this thing which you will be inserting into the printer, that will be the ink and the roller. And this is the cassette which you will be inserting right into the printer, which we'll have a look at later. And if you have the power brick over here. This is the power brick, but this is one thing which I found like little not so good. Karanam ippolla gadgets la vechu nokkumbothekkum, when it comes out with a pretty light weighted power cables and stuff, but this one is a the cliche heavy power brick that you get with. So that's that. The cable, and then comes out the printer itself. So we'll keep the box aside to the side, and this one is the printer. So let's have a look at this one. All right. Okay, so this is how it looks. This printer actually Wi-Fi enabled, so you can see it right over there. It's a Wi-Fi enabled printer, so it's very easy to use. അപ്പോൾ ആദ്യം ഈ പവർ കേബിൾ നമ്മൾ കണക്ട് ചെയ്ത് കഴിഞ്ഞ് സ്വിച്ച് ഓൺ ചെയ്ത് കഴിഞ്ഞ്, then what you need to do is that you just have to open this lid up over here like that, and you have the cassette which goes in right in. Once this goes in, you have to put the papers in, that is print papers in that ഇട്ട് കഴിഞ്ഞാൽ, when you put inside this, you just have to look for the Wi-Fi. Canon Selfie CP1200 Wi-Fi, you will be able to detect it in your mobile phone or your iPad or any other devices that you can have a Wi-Fi capability. Once that is done, dictate ചെയ്ത് കഴിഞ്ഞാൽ ഏത് പിക്ചറാണ് പ്രിന്റ് ചെയ്യേണ്ടതെന്ന് വെച്ചാൽ just select that and give print. That's it. Once you give that, the print comes out in like 30-35 seconds. The print comes out, and with the best quality. So that's Canon Selfie 1200. And if you're buying this product, and if you think this product is for you, then when you go to the store and when you purchase this Canon Selfie 1200, ഈ ബോക്സിൽ തന്നെ എല്ലാ ഡീറ്റെയിൽസ് അവർ കൊടുത്തിട്ടുണ്ട്. You don't even have to open the box. So let's have a look at it. So now when you look at this, the first thing that you see is a Wi-Fi printing. As we said, Wi-Fi enabled device, you don't have to connect anything, just from a mobile you can take printout. And you have Android app available. So if you're not using an iPhone, Android app download ചെയ്തതിനു ശേഷം ChannelD ഒരു app നമുക്ക് Play Store ൽ കിട്ടും. Download ചെയ്തതിനു ശേഷം you can give print directly from there. Then you have these print papers, which is 100 by 148 mm print papers. Then you have the USB memory. So this is another thing. So for example, if your friend is bringing in some pictures and that's there in the USB, you can directly connect it to this device and take printouts from that. Then it has a memory card slot, so if you have a memory card from your phone, or if it's a micro SD or a mini SD card, you can use that as well. Then ID photo print. Wow, this is like very useful. കാരണം നമുക്ക് പെട്ടെന്ന് ഇപ്പോൾ ഒരു പാസ്പോർട്ട് റിന്യൂവലോ എന്തെങ്കിലും ഒക്കെ ചെയ്യണമെന്നുണ്ടെങ്കിൽ you don't have to rush to a studio for that. You can take ID photo print from this device from home. So that's like a good plus point for this device. Then you have the red eye correction. That is, for example, ഇപ്പോൾ രാത്രി എടുക്കുന്ന പിക്ചേഴ്സ് ഒക്കെ ആണെങ്കിൽ from mobile you're taking a picture. So the red eye thing comes in, കണ്ണില്ലാത്തൊരു flare പോലെ നമുക്ക് കാണാൻ സാധിക്കില്ല, which you have to actually correct it in a software in the mobile phone. So that you don't need to do it. If you have the picture right away from your mobile phone, you can just send it to it, and they have something called the red eye correction, which the device will do it by itself and the print comes out. That's an interesting thing with this device. Then they say that it has 100 years of print. That is 100 years print. I think that means this can work for a very long time. That's what it means. An extra battery. You have an optional battery which comes along with it, which will be very useful if you are taking it out and using it as a mobile device. Then that comes in handy. So yeah, these are the features that this small thing has come with. So that's Canon Selfie 1200. So if you are a person who wants to go retro, go back to the 90s and 80s and take pictures with your mobile phones and share it with your friends as a print, well, this one's for you. DSLR cameras. DSLR എന്ന് പറയുമ്പോൾ നമുക്ക് മനസ്സിൽ ആദ്യം വരുന്ന രണ്ട് പേരുകളാണ്. That is Canon or Nikon. Which one should I go for? So when you are a beginner, you really don't have any clue. ഏത് Canonൽ ഏത് മോഡലിൽ പോകണം അല്ലെങ്കിൽ Nikonൽ ഏത് മോഡലിൽ പോകണം. So I'm a beginner. I don't want to use a pro camera. I don't want to spend so much. So lot of complex things go into your mind when you want to go for a DSLR. So now today, instead of a Canon, we'll go for a Nikon. So today we'll be reviewing Nikon D5300. Let's do it. So here we have Nikon D5300. It's a beautiful box. So when you go to a Nikon store, and when you look for cameras, this one actually stands out because of the color that they have, and they have all these details on the side. So this is Nikon D5300. The reason why I took this DSLR to review is something special. Karanam DSLR camera നമുക്ക് വരുന്ന ഒരു for a beginner ഒരു disadvantage എന്ന് പറയാവുന്നത്, mobile phones ആണെങ്കിൽ നമുക്ക് ഏത് ആംഗിളിലും ഫോട്ടോ എടുക്കുമ്പോൾ we'll be able to see it, right? We'll be able to see the picture. If you want to go for a low angle, you can actually look at the screen. But always you will not be able to look at the screen of a DSLR on a larger scale. When you are going for a low angle shot, നമുക്ക് സ്ക്രീൻ കാണാൻ സാധിക്കില്ല. പക്ഷേ this has a flip screen, so this is one advantage, because the one which is very close to this is D3300. Nikon D3300 എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞാൽ DSLR ആണ്. ഇതിന് വളരെ ക്ലോസ് ആയിട്ട് കമ്പയർ ചെയ്യാൻ പറ്റുന്ന ഒരു DSLR camera. So our camera ഈ ഒരു ഫീച്ചർ ഇല്ല. So this one is standing out with the flip screen that you have when you take the shots. And other than that, this particular one is a 24.2 megapixel sensor. So that means that if you take a picture, it'll have all the details. So if you go into the raw image എടുത്തിട്ട് if you're shooting with the D5300, you'll get much details in the picture that you're taking. And other than that, there is lots more. We'll talk about it. So let's unbox D5300. So when you open, and before that you'll see the lens which is coming with it, which is 18-140 VR kit which is coming with it. When you open, you have the paperwork, the CD which we'll not need, there's a manual which we'll not need, and you have the lens. I guess this is the lens. Yes, that will be the lens. We'll get to it later. Let's take the one which we are waiting for. That's the camera. Wow, that's very light. See, it fits in the palm of my hand. It's very light, and we have the cables and stuff which we'll keep aside for a while. We'll look at the camera first and we'll talk about it. Okay, so here we go. So that's Nikon D5300 and നേരത്തെ പറഞ്ഞ പോലെ നമുക്ക് ആ ഫ്ലിപ്പ് ചെയ്യാവുന്നതായിട്ടുള്ള സ്ക്രീൻ ഉണ്ട്. So if you're taking a low angle shot, you can just have a look at it from this angle. You don't have to go down and look at it, so you can have a look at it this way. And the best part is the viewfinder is bigger than D3300. So when you look through it, the viewfinder, you will find it easy to watch your frame better than D3300. So that's one feature which I really like. So coming back to the main feature of this one is this is Wi-Fi enabled. കാരണം ഇപ്പോഴുള്ള മിക്ക DSLRസും ഹൈ എൻഡ് DSLRസിലാണ് നമുക്ക് ഒരു വൈഫൈ enabled feature നമുക്ക് കാണാൻ സാധിക്കുന്നത്. So when it's Wi-Fi enabled, what happens? So for example, you're going out with your family and you're going for a picnic or you're going to a park. ഒന്ന് രണ്ട് പിക്ചേഴ്സ് എടുത്തതിന് ശേഷം you want to share it immediately on your Facebook or your Instagram. So what you will do, basically what others does is you have to take the SD card out, put it in your computer, reduce the size of it, then you have to post, and it's not happening unless you go back home and you do it. But here on the go, what you can do is that this is Wi-Fi enabled. Take your mobile phone, connect it via Wi-Fi, and all the pictures can be transferred immediately onto your phone. How cool is that? So once you do that, you can share it from your mobile phone then and there. So that's one feature which I really liked about D5300. And one more feature which I like about it is GPS enabled. So if you're going for a trip, say you're going for an India trip, you're going to so many different places, so many different states. So each place when you're taking a picture, it is geo tagged. So that means once you take all the pictures and after your trip, when you put all your pictures back into your computer, if you have an app like iPhoto, a Photos app, or in Windows if you have a photo app, what you can do is you can just go and search for the name of the place that you have gone to. So our particular place the pictures matram filter out cheyidittu നമുക്ക് കാണാൻ സാധിക്കും. So for example, if you're taking around 1,500 pictures, and out of that if you have to find a picture that you have taken in Jaipur or you have taken in Shimla, you just have to type the name and you will find it out through your computer. So that's one feature which I really like about 5300. And one more thing which comes into mind is, when you take a picture with your DSLR, നമുക്ക് എപ്പോഴും രാത്രിയൊക്കെ എടുക്കുമ്പോഴത്തേക്ക് ഏത് സെറ്റിങ്സിൽ ഇടണമെന്ന് നമുക്ക് അറിയത്തില്ല. ആസ് എ ബിഗിനർ, you will go to the auto mode ഇട്ടുമ്പോഴേക്കും suddenly flash work came. If you don't want to take a picture with a flash, then you again get confused, So this actually directly, it can be compared to the ISO levels DSLR can go to. So അങ്ങനെ നോക്കുമ്പോൾ Nikon ക്യാമറയിൽ, that is ഈ ക്യാമറയിൽ D5300, what you get is you have a ISO value of 12,800. So basically the max to max which I personally go for is like 800, or if it's a camera which has a good sensor, then I might go for 1,600. കാരണം അതിൽ കൂടുതൽ നമ്മൾ പോവുകയാണെന്നുണ്ടെങ്കിൽ you will find a lot of grains and a lot of noise in your picture. So ഇത് അവോയ്ഡ് ചെയ്യാനായിട്ട് നമുക്ക് നല്ലൊരു ISO ലെവലിൽ വർക്ക് ചെയ്യാൻ പറ്റുമെങ്കിൽ what Nikon claims is that you can go up to 12,800 ISO. So on a low light situation, if you are in a beach at the night, then you can go with this camera and take shots peacefully, because you're going to get the best shots, because this is good for low light situations. D5300. Now let's talk about how you take videos with it. മോസ്റ്റ്ലി DSLRൽ വീഡിയോസ് എല്ലാം എടുക്കുന്ന വളരെ കുറവാണെന്നുള്ള എനിക്കറിയാം. കാരണം ഫോട്ടോഗ്രാഫിയിലാണ് ഏറ്റവും കൂടുതൽ ഒരു DSLR ഞാൻ കണ്ടുവന്നിരിക്കുന്നത്, ലൈക്ക് വിത്ത് മൈ ഫ്രണ്ട്സ് ആൻഡ് ഓൾ ദാറ്റ്, ബട്ട് ഇഫ് യു ആർ എ പേഴ്സൺ ഹു വാണ്ട്സ് ടു ടേക്ക് എ ഷോർട്ട് ഫിലിം ഓർ you want to go out and take a video from it, we'll talk about it right now. So D5300 can be used to take videos at 50 or 60 frames per second. So that means 60 frames per second ഒരു വീഡിയോ എടുക്കുകയാണെന്നുണ്ടെങ്കിൽ അതിൻ്റെ smoothness, that is the transition of the frames per second, will be very nice. So if you're taking it and if you're putting it on TV and watching it, ആ ഒരു smoothness നമുക്ക് ഫീൽ ചെയ്യാൻ സാധിക്കും. You get a nice HD quality to it without any stutter. So that's the best feature that you can get out of this small little DSLR. And the other feature, if you look closely, you will see something called stereo LR. This is DSLR cameras. So it is having a stereo microphone. So if you're putting it on a tripod and if you're shooting something and if you're moving from left to right, what actually happens is that it'll capture the sound from both the sides and it'll use it as a stereo. So if you have a surround system at home, you could actually feel the difference when the subject is moving from left to right or right to left. So that's one good feature you can find in this small DSLR, which is D5300. Nikon rocks over there. Now let's have a look at the lens of D5300. ഇതിന്റെ കൂടെ വരുന്ന lens ആണ്. So the lens which comes along with it is 18-140 VR kit, which is good enough. 18mm എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞാൽ നല്ല wide angle ആണ്. So you can take nice shots of, you know, landscapes, and if you have a group of people like 10 to 12 ആൾക്കാരിലൊക്കെ ഒരുമിച്ച് നിൽക്കുകയാണെന്നുണ്ടെങ്കിൽ ഇത് വളരെ യൂസ്ഫുൾ ആയിരിക്കും. So this is the lens which comes along with it. So yes, you have the beautiful Nikon cap. So take it out. This is the lens. So it says 18-140. So 140mm vare namukku zoom cheyan sadhikkum. But mostly if you're taking it at 18mm, you'll be able to get a nice wide angle shots with it. And you might not need to go for a bigger lenses, you know, if you're a starter, because 140mm is good enough. So that's the sensor over there, and this is how it looks. So yeah, this is D5300 with Nikon 18-140. There you have it. So that's all in this week. We reviewed on a DSLR Nikon D5300, we reviewed on iPad Air 2, and we had a look at the Canon selfie printer also. So I'll be back again next week with more and more of technology and reviews. So this is Wiki Techie, and this is Arjun signing off. Bye-bye.